Check, check. I just want to tell you all to suck my motherfucking balls. Hello, welcome to episode 81 of Mouth Dancing with your host Young. Thanks for tuning in. The intro is just a test to see if you keep listening or not after I tell you something very vulgar like that. And if you're still listening, then you're a good person. Basically an angel. An angel on this hellish earth full of sin and evil. Speaking of sin and evil, are you ever walking down the street or just walking somewhere in public, and then a person walking towards you, they do something like they cough, maybe it's a really exaggerated cough, or they burp even, or they spit to the side, you know, maybe fart? Do you think when people do stuff like that, it's sort of an intentional sign of disrespect? I mean, not always, of course. Sometimes people are just coughing or spitting or whatever because they just needed to do that. But sometimes I think people do that as a form of like disrespect to show their contempt for you because they don't like the cut of your jib, right? They just see you and they say, I don't like the way this person looks, so I'm going to disrespect them right now by like coughing in their direction. Or doing like sort of a spit to the side. Even burping really loudly. It's like, oh, you happen to just, make a huge burp right as I'm walking past you. And, I don't think that is that uncommon, right? I think people do this pretty often. Like, have you ever experienced this? And I'm just wondering what other people think of this phenomenon. I don't think it's always accidental or coincidental. I think that people are sending a message sometimes. And my response is always to do the exact same thing back. Like if they're like doing some really exaggerated coughing, then I'll do the same thing back, like right at them. I'll be like, because, if they weren't doing it intentionally, then I could just say, oh, well, that was just coughing too, And if they were doing it intentionally, then they know that I caught on to it when I do it back to them. And so far, I've yet to experience anyone say anything about it when I do it back to them. Because they know they got fucking called out, right? They know they're fucking little bitches who are being passive aggressive. And I said, fuck you, I know what you're doing. And for those people who were just seriously just coughing or whatever, they probably just think I'm crazy. And that's okay too, I don't care. I just gotta keep these fuckers on their toes though. I gotta let them know, I see you, I see what you're doing, I notice it, and I'm not gonna just let it fly, okay? I'm gonna smack you out of the air like a fucking fly. Don't ever try that shit at me, alright? Don't ever fucking come at me unless you want that smoke. I've never done it myself to anyone, so I get very offended by it when people do that kind of thing to me. And I don't tolerate it. And you ever also notice that humans, we think we're such hot shit, right? We're just so impressed with ourselves. Like, God, humans, we're the apex species on this planet. We just rule this planet. Every other life form on this planet just bows down to us because we're the supreme beings. But I don't know, when I look at humans, I'm kind of disgusted a lot of times. And I'm not impressed at all. we're just apes, right? I mean, if you really look at a person carefully and watch them doing stuff, it's really obvious that we're apes. And I'm not saying apes are bad necessarily. Like orangutans, gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos. All those kinds of apes I think are pretty cool. I think they're cooler than us, actually. I think we're like the worst apes. We're like the corniest and the most cringe and the most arrogant. And we're kind of funny looking too. And that's not just projection. I'm not just talking about myself. When I look at other humans, I think, man, humans are just kind of pathetic and sad looking. Not impressed at all. But we have such huge egos about ourselves because we manage to destroy everything around us. And we think that that means we're like powerful, right? And smart. Maybe the planet would be better off without us, though. It would probably be much more beautiful and green and clean, and the ecosystem would be well balanced. This is not to say I hate humans either. I'm not saying, humans should cease existing. I'm not like that type of person either. I just think we need to put ourselves in check, basically. That's what I think. And we need to be more humble and respectful of other living things and the planet, so we could be more in harmony with our surroundings and causing less devastation and just living peacefully instead of constantly destroying everything and bombing each other, killing each other, getting in fights with each other, insulting each other, that kind of thing. And one of the things we need to really do is get capitalism in check, because it's out of control and it's destroying the planet. And I'm not kidding about that either. I'm not being sarcastic. Capitalism is evil and it's destroying the planet. So let's do something about it. Finally, I wanted to talk about spiders. I have a great respect for spiders. I really love spiders, actually. And when I see one, I don't have that primal fear response that a lot of people do, where they're like, "Ah!" and they run away, screaming. I do that with cockroaches, actually. Cockroaches creep me the fuck out. But spiders, I don't like. That doesn't happen to me with spiders for some reason. I really like spiders. I mean, if there's a poisonous one, of course I'm going to be careful. I'm not going to bother it. Probably try to get it out of my premises, right? Like if there's a black widow or a brown recluse or something like that. Don't have many like tarantulas around here or other poisonous spiders where I'm at, but in general, spiders are pretty harmless. I've heard some people say that they got bit by a spider when they're sleeping, which sounds really weird to me. I've never been bit by a spider in my life. And I just leave them alone. From what I've heard, if you see a spider, that means that there's prey around your living area, like things that spiders eat. And to me, spiders are preferable to the things they eat. So if you kill a spider, you're killing the predator, right? That's consuming all the prey around. And that means the prey are going to multiply and just be all over. Like, spiders eat like flies and moths and mosquitoes, maybe? I'm not sure. Just whatever. I think they even eat like mites, probably. And they could even eat like a bed bug if it's in your apartment or house. They just eat whatever's around, and you should let them do their thing, because they're keeping shit in balance. They're eating those grosser bugs that are around. And a spider is not going to bite you unless you fuck with it. So just leave it alone. If you really are deathly afraid of them, though, maybe I guess try to capture it and let it go outside. Because, don't kill it. it didn't do anything to you and it doesn't want to hurt you. I've also heard it's bad luck to kill spiders, but some people just do it without even thinking about it. So don't kill spiders. Kill all the other bugs around, like fruit flies and things that are harassing you and just breeding out of control in your living area. Those are the bugs you should go after. Spiders are your friends, and they're just there to help you keep the area, from getting infested with vermin. It'd be kind of cool to make some sort of spider-themed, insecticide, or even a spider-themed bug catcher, or some sort of a weapon even, like a tank. That'd be really cool, right? I'd like to see that, actually. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week. Bye.